Hey, welcome to Real Talk Live, where the talk is real and the entertainment's cheap. My name's Todd. This is AJ.
Yo.
And you know him. You love him. You missed him. You see him. You don't smell him, but you wish you did.
Oh, yeah.
This is Fun Guy Austin. Fun Guy?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm so glad to be back on again. I'm excited.
Okay. That's the best voice you've ever used. By the way, we're seeing ourselves, and I hope that's just color TV, but we look like a mutant faction. Oh, yeah, I should probably tell people what the show is about. Hey, if it's your first time watching Real Talk, what is this silly show with these guys here? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's an opportunity, dare I say, opportunity to talk about life, God, the Bible, and everything in between. Join the conversation. We're going to do some silly stuff. We're going to do some fun stuff. We're going to have some laughs, but we're also going to talk real talk about God, life, and all that in between.
Real talk.
Somewhere, I believe in the description of this video, you're going to see a link, www.theremnant.live/real-talk. If you click that link, follow the instructions down on the bottom page, you can ask anonymous questions about life, God, the Bible, us, things that maybe you're uncomfortable asking your pastor about, or maybe you don't know a Christian and you genuinely want to know, or maybe it's a topic that's come up in the world. This is that opportunity. We have been doing this for 1,000 years. That's just
what
a
it feels
joke.
like.
But so we took a little break. We're back. We're excited.
That's right, man.
We're never going to quit. We're storming the internet.
The storm is upon you.
Oh, boy. So that's the gist of it. If you're new to the show, stick around, if for no other reason than to make fun of us. Those watching, we are a great start to the show, guys. We got 18 people here. And 18 people means this. It means something you're not going to believe.
What is it?
It means that we can have 19 now. 19 shares. Get us those shares. Here's what we want to do. You guys, maybe one or two of you wanted me to come back. We're all back. You know what would be helpful? If we can get to 35 viewers at one time. I think that's easy to do.
35.
All right?
35.
So help us out. Share. 19 people watching. 19 views.
Also, definitely just the TV.
Okay, yeah, it looks a lot better. So, for some reason, AJ's going to help me. No idea why I cannot see the comments on here. Oh, I got it. Hey, Kelsey. So let's say hi. Zach, what's up, buddy? Kelsey. Arnold said no more handlebars.
That's right, man.
They're coming back.
Oh.
They are coming back.
Yes, and
This is just
somewhere
temporary.
Taylor's crying. Let's see what we got here. Hey, Brandon. Sorry, keep going.
No, it's all good. I'm just so excited because they're going to come back. And this is all just temporary, Arnold. Be ready.
I'm going to be honest with you. Do you realize you have a game show host voice on right now? I'm not
It's
angry
true.
about it.
Straight
Hey,
up.
Brandon. Hey, Marshall. Jordan. Willie. What's up, brother? John. It's good to see you, my friend. Denise. Hi. Denise. Oh, my. Lindsay. Hey. Mandy. Hey, nice name. You guys are pretty cool. Sarah. Hello. Jordan. We use the word fun and Austin lightly together. It's already begun. X-Men are mutants, and they're awesome, as are we. Thank you. Mutants, that is. Hello, friend, and also Austin. AJ, is the storm more of a quest, would you say? Oh, boy. And yes, Todd, I shared before you tried to call me out again. Thank you.
35 people.
Next thing I'm going to call you out about, Marshall, is you've already made friends virtually with some of these people. Why not come to church and check it out, man?
Hey,
We party. We play basketball. We do stuff sometimes.
We do stuff every once in a while. It's
Anyway, that's the show. Help us out. 18. Behind the proverbial... Gosh, I can't talk anymore. Behind the...
Proverbial curtain.
No, well, sure. That's actually way better than I was going to say. Behind the proverbial curtain is production guy Blake, manning the system. Production guy, how you doing today, brother?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to be here. I got to up my voice because Austin came in hot with his. So here we are this evening.
Welcome to you.
Hey.
Storm more of a quest. Someone watched the speech last night.
Ooh.
So, or the night before. Here we are.
Night before, yeah.
A lot of things going on, man. We got a big show ahead.
Big show ahead.
And I know by looking at the show notes exactly
man.
what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, man. We got a lot going on.
You know, production guy?
Sorry, I was choking on energy drink.
I thought you were choking on the idea that we would have show notes.
I mean, that was why I was choking, but yeah.
Hey, what's up, Carly?
What's up, Carly?
Where are you working? They know the rule. We got to get 25 people before I come on. Fact. Morning, brother. Why did he say morning?
Yeah. It's not morning.
He's lost, brother. He's completely lost. Notorious. Oh, he's back.
Wow.
Here's the thing about Luke, man.
The
You don't
notorious
realize.
MCG.
Muscles McGee himself. First
Yep.
time we ever met the guy. Now he's like a long-lost brother that we couldn't get rid of if we tried.
Couldn't do
And
it.
I wouldn't want to do it because I love him. So, I didn't get to see him this week. I felt sad. 22 people. Let's do this. How many shares we got so far, my good man?
We got 14 shares over on the
14,
Book
which
of
means
Face.
8 of you hate us.
Y'all are slacking.
We have not even given you a reason yet. So the rest of you that haven't shared, oh, that's awesome. Good job, Carly. That's a pretty cool thing to do, man.
It is awesome.
Can I tell you guys a question?
It's God's work right there.
Literally, I even know why they're not sharing it. 2 reasons. There's
Why?
some of you out there that's like, don't tell me what to do. And then there's people that say, I'm embarrassed to let people know I know you. And listen, though I understand that,
Yeah, we get it.
clearly we know who we are. Help us out. Anyway, good times. So because I don't have show notes, I guess we'll do a quick explanation. We do have a loaded show for you today. I'm going to say what I assume we have. Real random, where we're about to do some crazy stuff that Fun Guy has for us.
Boom.
After that, when we have Remnant Roulette, where you get to answer a question for a prize. After that, at some point, I don't know if do we have underrated, overrated, or whatever?
We do.
Okay. Do we real news, real views?
We do not have any real news reviews today. No.
Well,
no.
did you make sure to check the show notes?
According to our show notes, there is no real news.
You know when Tim watches this later, he's going to shred you.
Oh yeah.
I think Tim is on right
He's
now.
literally going to shred the show
Yeah, I
notes.
think he's
going to
Tim's
shred.
watching right now.
All right. No, he's going to shred you, man, for not having it. Kelsey says, how's best friends happen? Hi. In reference to Luke, they show up and never leave. That's a fact. Love the guy. He's already gone. But hey, Jane. Jane's going to be our guest here in the next couple of weeks when we have our first guest, which
That's
is
right.
exciting.
Our first official guest back.
Thank you, Lindsay, for sharing that. So, Blake's going to have to explain. He's just going to let me down. Isn't going to explain. Yeah, he's just going to make you look silly. So, how have you been, man? We're going to move through this quick, and then we jump into the show. Give you guys time to share. We need 22 shares. We got 22 viewers. Let's go.
22 on, 22 share. That's what it is. How am I doing?
That's just what it is, man.
Yeah. I'm doing pretty good, man. I would say that.
Me too, Gene.
Let's see. What has happened in my life today?
Tim says I'm prepping my own shred notes right now. Well played.
Jeez.
That's something your wife would be pleased about.
She
Shred
would be.
notes. Get
I
it
think
show
she'll like
notes.
that.
Anyway, go on. Sorry.
So today was interesting. I was kind of running around with a chick with my head cut off. We got to do some cool. Yeah, no. What's new? But got to go to Walmart. That's a fun blast right there, man. Walmart trips are always the best.
Sure.
But went and got some. You go, sure, man. That's normal.
Anyway.
So I went there,
Kelsey's-
picked up some hoodies, some special hoodies, and got them to a special shop to make a special hoodie for some special people.
Talking about the
The
can't
real
be
talk,
talking about the real talk.
the Real Talk Real Ones Club.
Yeah.
What is that, you may ask? Why don't you watch our podcast, episode 188, out today?
Simon says, watch it.
Yes.
If you don't, you lose. Anyway.
Other than that, man, it's been pretty good. You know, I've been a little anxious today. Like I said, I was running around quite a bit, so just it's hard for me to slow down in moments when I'm running around. So
That's crazy.
yeah, dude.
I can't believe you're anxious.
Who would have known?
Sierra says she's so excited. You should be, Sierra. They really are cool. These things are cool here. I want to be special. Marshall said, I want to be special.
Nice.
thanks,
Sierra
Sarah.
says she's halfway through already.
I'm going to.
Oh,
we
look
should
at
be
that.
loving
Lindsay
stuff.
joined it today.
Let's go, Lindsay. We better get that. Your second gift. We already know what the second one is, too. Second month.
That's right, dude. It's
Pretty
exciting.
cool.
It's gonna be awesome.
genuinely am jealous about the sweatshirts.
Me too, man. Like, because it kind of.
And then we realized we could have them.
That's true. We could.
Might as well just make them.
No,
Ah,
it's
man,
not. We're
it's
not
just-
cool enough.
It's
We're
not
part of our own club.
exclusive enough then if we have them.
Anyway.
So yeah, I mean that's just my day in a nutshell. Kind of been a little anxious, but honestly, man, whenever I'm here and I get to just talk and like be with you guys and be with everybody here in the chat, you know, it really does just make it all kind of go away. You know, it's just it's showtime. It's fun, dude, and I love it. So thank you guys so much for joining me and joining the show because I don't know, it's great.
Hey, thanks YouTube Club. We got a ton of people on YouTube as well. Hey, Zach,
Nice.
Kelsey, and then a couple other people.
Shout out YouTube
She
Club.
did let us know, one, that she enjoyed this week's episode. She shared with her peeps, and a little insider intel. The Mart of Wall will be closed for Thanksgiving. Keep that in mind.
That's a
Weston says, I've heard good things from Willie. Weston, boy, I don't want to let you down. Hopefully we will. So
let you
it's good to see you, brother. Thanks for joining us. Well, I don't see you, but you see me. You get it. So we're going to rent his family. That's awesome, Lindsay. We appreciate you. So
yeah, that's my day.
it's good, man. Got a
Yep.
lot of stuff. Fun guy. You held down the show while I was gone for a bit, and now you've returned. Your triumphant return with your game show voice. What's been going on, man? How you doing?
A lot of things have actually been going on. It's been a really good week and just really exciting. And I'm trying to do the show voice too.
No, I'm not mocking it, man. It's so
one-up
inspiring.
Blake. I actually have a little like small segment. I'm gonna try to throw on today,
yeah.
just something kind of really different.
He told me about this.
I'm really excited for it. But I've been really focused on.
Oh, thanks, Sierra.
like my foundation this week and like everything about it and like knowing like who Jesus is like truly and like it was actually kind of cool. I was actually talking to AJ earlier today and I kind of did this little like little magic trick for him. It was actually really cool and it was something to kind of like teach myself even like I can know the truth sometimes and I can believe the truth, but I can't let other things dictate my truth and like what I believe because it's so easy to fall into that and just man like and how I can idolize things too, like my son, like my family, and idolize other things other than God himself. So I had really good talks with a lot of close guys in my life and just man making good changes and I like it.
I really enjoyed being a part of it.
Listen, you're close in my life too.
I about passed out.
Something about,
Dude, I felt I was going.
remember that time that happened to me in the gym recently?
Yeah, dude.
Anyway, back to you.
And in basketball.
That's cool,
We've
man. I'm
passed
glad
out a
that
lot.
with your close friends you had a deep conversation.
You're still in that group.
No, it's all right, man. I'm old. What are you going to do? How am I doing? Thanks for asking, guys. One of the things I'll tell you about myself is who am I? Who am I on the show? Anyway, I've been in Romans. I'll tell you what Paul takes a believer on a roller coaster ride. Hey, you're not kidding, brother. Yeah, that's one of my favorite books outside the Gospels. This is Weston on. I assume your name's Weston on Facebook. Weston028.
028, baby.
But I mean YouTube. What's up? Oh, and Nate says, "Hey Willie." Well, hello to you, Nate.
What's up, Nate?
Hey Bailey, what's up, brother?
Checking in. he
Willie's
says.
in. Willie's bringing the crowd. Yeah, Romans is one of my favorite books beyond. The thing I love about Paul, man, he's just a straight shooter.
Oh, yeah.
He tells you how it is. If you want to
Bold,
know what
man.
Christianity is about beyond the Gospels, read Romans.
Oh, yeah. I think Romans was the second book I ever read fully in the Bible, which you told me to read. I read, I think either John. It was one of the
If it
Gospels.
was me, it was probably told you to read John.
It was probably, I think so. I think it was John and then Romans after that. So
Yeah, but again, thank you for asking me
you're welcome.
how I'm doing. How I'm doing. I'm doing okay, man. I've been sick this week. The reason I sound a little better is I went and got Sudafed, the real stuff that you can make illegal drugs out of, which
Yeah.
I'm not doing, police officers. And I took it. I hear Fun Turner, production guy, sighing heavily when I said that. But I feel a lot better just because I thought I was going to have to go and get an antibiotic.
yeah.
But so far, I think I'm okay. I thought I'd held off, and I hadn't. So, what else? Been a really busy few days for me, as
Dude,
you know.
oh, yeah, absolutely. I know that for sure.
We're frozen. Watched a cool show. I'm always hesitant to talk about things we watch because it seems like then we are advertising for it if it's inappropriate. What you're like, hey, Todd, why
makes
you
sense.
watch something inappropriate? I'm not. I just like
get
good
why you
stories.
feel that way.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna leave it there.
That's fair. It's a really cool show.
Man, is there anything else that's happened in my life?
Oh, you oh, never mind. That's on the podcast. Never mind. I don't want to give that away.
What was it about?
You had a really cool moment of like encouragement from God.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Yep.
I know someone like Lindsay. I always feel like I want to ask you so many questions. I genuinely, but I feel like it's taking advantage of it. The guys know me, and I'm like, you know what? That's not fair to ask her health questions. But yes,
I know someone who would do that.
can't be used to the bread. Let's go.
How many people do we
I
have
like
on
Weston.
YouTube?
4 now.
Heck yeah, man.
Zach says it was definitely John. Weston says exactly 100. How was football on Sunday? That's a good question. We lost. However,
lost, but
we were down 41-6 at halftime and came back and lost by I think like 15 or something, right?
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah,
it was.
So we're putting it together.
Yeah, we played a heck of a.
We
second
play I
half.
think the number 1 team this week, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll see.
The thing about flag football that's frustrating is, and I'm probably going to offend people, is we are more athletic or as athletic as any team we play. It's just the little tricks of flag football.
Yeah, man, we're not very trickery with the flags.
You're right, AJ. We're not very trickery
That's a
with
straight.
the flags.
That's a Yogi Berra quote.
Yeah. All right, so moving on to our next thing. Do we do real random first?
Real random is first.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Well, I'd check the show notes, but so fun guy, take over. What's real random? What's it about? What's going down? After work today, I gave plasma. That's my good deed for the day. Proud of you guys. Thanks, Denise. Yeah, she did come. Thank you. Denise has been good. Dude, I love Denise.
She's very good at
She's already going to say something
Great
sarcastic to that, but I do.
Oh, absolutely.
Lindsay, you've opened up a door you wish you hadn't.
Oh man.
You guys are definitely on your toes. Exactly.
Yeah. Absolutely. Funny thing with Lindsay, I saw one of our members who injured his ankle or leg the other day, and he just walks
about
up.
Brandon?
Yeah, he just walks up out of the blue and starts asking questions about it. I'm like,
Well,
so
one
it
thing
begins.
I know one thing about Brandon is he's always socially aware. That's one thing.
And he loves ending conversations.
In an appropriate way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, Real Random, would you like to explain it to us? And we've got a cool logo. We don't have one for this. Never
We
mind.
do.
Okay.
So, Real Random is where it's in the name. We do real random things. We do a lot of fun things, crazy things. It could be spicy. It could be sweet. It could be a game. It could be trivia. It could be anything. It's where we just get to see
thanks, Denise.
what is out there in the
Just
world.
bring it.
And just bring it on the show, which I'm
All right.
excited for this one. The past couple of weeks, we have been doing spicy stuff. But for this week, we're going to take a little bit of a break because right around the corner, next week, famous holiday, Thanksgiving. And one of the most traditional
It is a famous
items,
one.
it is, one of the most traditional items around Thanksgiving is
Zucchini.
pumpkin.
Oh.
Zucchini's actually one of them.
Anyway, go on.
No,
Sorry.
but, we are doing a pumpkin taste test today. We have different items that are pumpkin flavored or pumpkin themed, and we're gonna kind of just try them and rate which one we like the best.
Okay.
We have different stuff. So I'm gonna grab the first one.
The only thing about these mics, man, that I don't like is how you have to go,
Hey, what do we do?
like I have to punch over it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Like, I wonder why.
I will just set
Can't do
these.
this.
Set these
Lord,
up
you're
here.
okay with this, probably. There.
So AJ, you can just grab one.
Okay.
What is this? A drink?
Yes.
Pumpkin drink? I'm not gonna like this.
This is pumpkin spice cold brew coffee. This
Oh,
is
well, maybe I will.
it's concentrate.
Oh, dude, I actually like that. Where'd you get it from?
I bought
is
it
it?
from the store.
Oh,
It was
okay, okay.
pre-made stuff. This is actually concentrate, so we had to mix it with water. I
Really?
don't know if I mixed it properly,
I can already tell you didn't.
so it might be really strong.
All right.
Mix needs to be a little different, but okay. So we're giving like a flavor rating.
Yeah, you get flavor.
Well, first before we start, does everyone here like pumpkin?
I've always
This
been
is
kind of
true. I do know your thing for all. Lexi said Todd is weird. She knows me well. Manny says, you know my passion for all things pumpkin. That's true. Pumpkin pie, delightful.
Yeah, pumpkin has always just kind of been for me. Like I've always been kind of like 50-50 on it.
Tim says, I wonder if there's an audio guy in the church who loves to mess with mics and mixing. That would be useful help going in the shred notes.
I'm excited for these shred notes.
Yeah, if
Yeah, we
only.
should post the shred notes. That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's funny. That's never gonna happen. Anyway, do you like pumpkin stuff?
I actually do. I really like
you?
pumpkin stuff.
I'm like 50-50 on it.
Why are you making that face?
Oh, coffee.
Okay.
Not used to coffee.
Willie says, how many of you guys out there like pumpkin? Give us a yes or no. It's basics even. Everyone goes crazy for pumpkin spice. Yeah, Mandy does love pumpkin. Here we go.
Yes, it is.
I would say flavor wise, I'd give it like a 5.
I like the coffee aspect of it. I mean, certainly it's not mixed. I mean, I would say, I'm going to give it, well, you go first. You.
I love pumpkin stuff, and I would honestly give this like a 6. It would
Yeah.
be a lot higher if the mix was a lot better. But I like strong coffee.
Me
Like,
too.
I do too.
Me
so
too.
like it's more in my range because it's really strong and it's
Got
really
you.
like potent, which I like.
Love Jane. I only discovered that I like pumpkin as an adult, period. Hey, Caitlin, what's up? John says he does. Kelsey says zucchinis with straight face. Kelsey says Duncan has the best cold brew pumpkin. I do like theirs. Zach Wells says pumpkin, everything is trash, period. He's very serious. I like pumpkin pies with a ton of whipped cream. Correct. I do. Why does AJ not only chew loud, he smacks his lips after drink? Why are you the way that you are?
Listen,
I will give
strange
it a
human
6
being.
as well.
Yeah, it would be a lot better if like it was a little, my opinion, a little stronger and probably just had a little bit of like sugar in there.
Yeah. Moving on. Let's go.
Moving on.
I actually enjoy black coffee.
Where should we put these?
I would just like to point out also the fact that Mandy commented, AJ, why do you smack your lips? And he laughs and immediately takes a sip and smacks his lips yet again.
Now these are really good for my diet.
Oh, it only gets better.
Oh boy.
It does look really good, though, to be honest.
Yep.
All right, what do we got here, my friend?
Next we have pumpkin spice muffins.
Muffins. Hey, how's our share count, production guy?
We are sitting at 20 shares at the moment. 20 shares.
Out of 21.
20. Great job, guys. Appreciate you. Luke says pumpkin flavor is illusion. No actual pumpkin tastes like anything pumpkin. Luke, I 100% agree with you. 100%. Lindsay, black coffee. Me too, Denise. Oh, she's mocking me. Lindsay says strong enough to stand a spoon in is the only way to drink it in black. Todd enjoys black coffee, pea warm with 2 ice cubes. That's disgusting that you call it that, but yes, I do. Drink cold coffee out of the pot. Absolutely did, Emma. It's good to see you. Are you having muffins? I'm so jealous. I will wrap it for you and give it to you during our game. You know what I mean?
Boom.
Okay. We've got a disastrous mess. Okay, you called this what now? I'm sorry.
It is a pumpkin spice muffin.
Already.
Pumpkin spice muffin.
I'm just taking a bite right off the top.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Okay. Oh. That was unexpected. They're gonna mock us immediately for chewing.
I'm trying to stay because you already know what's going to happen to me. I'm watching it back.
There was a day when Jane wouldn't even talk to me, and now we're such good friends. It's so funny. Like she literally treated me like I was a hunchback or a leper. Not that there's anything wrong with either of those, but Gabby thought there was. This is actually, I got an interesting thought on this.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Flavor wise, I'm going to give it like a 5 again. Just kind of like in the middle for me. Yeah.
I would probably give it the same. It's got a lot of like the cinnamon powder flavor, which is kind of really dry. I was
Oh,
kind
thank
of
you, Emma.
expecting
I'm glad
a lot
you're here.
more from this. No, I'd give it like a 5.
Shut up, Marshall. 5. Yeah, you know what's funny? I don't think it has a flavor. You even notice that? I don't even taste pumpkin in it. It's like
It's more
so
like
I would
a cinnamon powder.
yeah, I would give it like a, and this is not because I don't like it. I'm just going pumpkin wise. This is a 4 for me. There's like no flavor to it. It looks delightful.
It looks exactly. It's very deceiving.
Oh, maybe I didn't get something. Is there like a middle cream? Nope.
And next we have the classic pumpkin pie.
Nice.
I gotta go to the gym after this. It's gonna make me sick.
I'll be right there with
Why
you.
am I always to the gym? Nice.
Yep.
To the gym we go to lift weights, to get swole. All right.
Lindsay, I have a hypothetical question for you. This is literally hypothetical. Do you have the ability? Just hear me out.
I know where this is going. I'm excited.
I'm not saying illegally, but do you have the power to prescribe steroids, anabolic steroids to people? I just want to know if you had that power. Like, if that's all I want to know.
Yeah, just
All right,
asking,
moving on.
Just asking for a friend. I'm the friend.
I'm the
All right, pumpkin pie. Here we go.
Yep, this is just classic pumpkin pie.
Okay.
Which honestly is one of my favorite items.
That is exactly true, Jane. Is it because I looked like a Mandy? It's too late. I didn't see you to tell me not to ask until I already did. Mandy just goes, Todd, don't ask this question. It's too late. Okay, am I the only one who feels like this stuff is not tasting very pumpkin?
Better with whipped cream.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
100% agree.
I think it tastes like pumpkin. A fun fact, when you actually go get a pumpkin pie, get a pumpkin pie
She
that
can't
is
answer that.
darker. The darker it is, the more pumpkin flavor you get. Because it's a lot more cooked in there, and so it's like it's burnt, but it brings out a lot more of the pumpkin flavor.
I have never taken steroids. I'd like to. Just kidding.
Me too.
Anyway, it was a joke.
Flavor wise, I'm gonna give it like a 5 again. I'm just kind of in the middle on all of these. Yeah.
Oh, it's not
pumpkin.
fried.
That's true. It's
a big part
if
of
it
it.
was fried, it'd probably be at least a
If
7.
it was fried or chicken flavored,
I'm going to give it a 5. You know, it's okay. It's not spectacular.
I would give it a 7 just because I like it. Like I like pumpkin pie, just anything pumpkin pie is good.
I'm not a huge fan either, Tim. I do love pies. Do what you want, Todd. Yeah, whatever. Todd, how can you not taste it? How can you not taste cookies and cream? I do not like cookies and cream. It doesn't have a flavor.
I agree with
Anyway.
that. I agree with that 100%.
All right, what we got next, my
We
friend?
have
Is this it?
One last one because I forgot the other one in the freezer.
Canned pumpkin is kind of expensive. I wonder if they don't. That's a good point, Emma. What?
I wonder. So yeah, this is the last one, but this one will be a little bit surprising.
What? A cookie. That is surprising.
Oh. I need your help.
I got you.
All right, so cookie. This actually looks pretty good. Did you make this? Is this store bought?
Store bought.
I'm gonna stay. Thank you.
Can't hear anything I'm saying, can you?
I'm going way back here.
It doesn't matter. I can hear you from here. They can hear you.
I got you from over here.
What's wrong? Why? Have you ever tried to chew normal?
What's normal chewing?
It's not
Why?
this.
Wait, let me try.
It's a little less. It's more teethy, but less saliva. Anyway, welcome to Real Talk. For those that are joining us, Cookie, did you take a bite?
Yeah.
What do you got? You want to go first?
I would give this I give this a 6.
6.
It was 7. It's pretty good.
I think I offended Lindsay. I have not gotten a response. I'm so sorry, Lindsay. What'd you get?
I'm going to give it a 7.
I also agree. I'm going to give it a 7.5 because I enjoy cookies.
Yep. This is not the fun fact, but this is the
Just
fun
because
fact.
it's a cookie.
This is not a thing I have planned, but fun fact, this is actually just a sugar cookie. It was just pumpkin themed, and I wanted to grab it.
That's ingenious.
Yeah, it's literally just shaped like a pumpkin, just a normal sugar cookie.
And that's the only thing that we like the most.
It's true.
I wanted to see what would happen. I wanted to see if you could actually see guys would think.
Did
it
you
was
know what's
pumpkin.
crazy? I think my mind did detect a little pumpkin flavor because I just assumed.
Just a placebo.
Like, very little.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up placebo.
Everyone at the Remnant chews with their mouth open, talks while they're eating. I blame community meal. That's fair.
Oh, my goodness.
Amber's got a question we got to make sure we catch.
Okay.
Thank you, Austin. We should do a little applause sound that goes at the end here. Oh, good. You missed it. It's probably best. Okay, so her question was, we got cookies and cream, my favorite. What we got over here? Kelsey says, my husband will not drink an iced coffee, but he'll drink his cold coffee. Yeah, that's the way I would be. I'd prefer it mine. Kelsey says, very nice baker breed to make you guys an actual pumpkin pie with her non-dairy. That's fair.
Hey, Ryan's on.
Yeah.
Ryan who? Bogner?
Yep.
Bogner. Do you know it's actually Bogner, not Bogner?
Yes, I remember that. I don't remember. I discovered that
For
one
the
time.
for the longest time, I called him by the incorrect
Yeah, I
name.
think it was the
Yep.
baptism service.
I have lost the. Okay, here's a question we got. We'll just dive in real fast. I have a question. Do you guys think that when people are dying, like unconscious, is God trying to take them? They can fight against it and not go to Him. If God is trying to take them, can they fight against it and not go to Him?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Okay, let me put this in different. Let me put this in a different spot for you. That'll help you. If God wants to do something, can we stop Him?
No.
Okay, there's your
No.
answer. Now, here's the thing about that. Does that mean that I don't think people, like the mind is a powerful thing and has the will? Because the idea of God taking people sometimes is like, that's an interesting conversation of itself. You know, He knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Does that mean He made them do it, or did that? So, but anyway, I definitely think people have the ability to, from what I've gathered, the mind's an incredible thing. Incredible thing, right? And it can stave stuff off. But I don't know if that's so much God is just, them fighting against the body.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, that makes sense, dude. I think you're 100% right. Like, you cannot fight God's will,
If He
essentially.
wanted to, yeah.
Yeah, that makes
It's
sense to
interesting.
me.
Yeah, it's kind of like interesting things.
Please do ask again. It's a gazebo, Todd. Repeat. I just asked Lindsay great question, Amber, if you had the ability, like the power
Yeah.
to prescribe anabolic steroids. That's all I asked. I'm not asking because I want them, and I would never put you in that position. I've always been curious if they have the power to do this.
Right.
Because I do know, like, actors in Hollywood, that they get prescribed their stuff.
Oh, absolutely. They
To,
have
like-
to, right? Because then it's legal.
Yeah.
Ain't no way they can transform in like. 8
Well, it's
hours
already,
like they
I mean,
do.
it's a fact, dude.
Yeah.
You think Will Smith in like 8 weeks got shredded to look like without any help? Come on, man.
Oh, of course.
She said yes. Interesting. I'm just kidding. Denise said, it's really hard to know what's happening. They can hear what's going on around them, but are also not responsible. Baby, you really wouldn't know. I like to think that they're in the first state of sleep. Yeah, and she would know. Pretty crazy thing in her job, and I think a really cool ministry opportunity is she is there, dude, when people pass.
Yes. It's
God gives us will, I think, so if a person wants to fight, then they can. Denise, yeah, pretty special lady to be able to do that.
absolutely.
Yeah, like this.
That'd be hard.
This question kind of reminds me
Marshall.
of like my grandma back in high school. It's
ridiculous.
When she was like in the hospital, like pretty much on her deathbed. They had a Catholic priest come in because like, she was like Catholic and get like final prayers and everything. And when the father was like praying over her, like she started like her body was like shaking, almost like a seizure, like having a seizure.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like so weird. Like it only
what
happened
if Pioche?
when he was praying, and kind of like I don't know what that was, and like it was a really cool moment. 'Cause I remember like my dad coming out because the father was leaving, and I was sitting in the waiting room. The father was leaving. My dad came out and talked to him. He goes to ask him a question like, "Hey, do you think this might have been like her like trying to go to God, or like he asked kind of like the same similar question, because the only time she ever moved was during that prayer. Other than that, she was like pretty much dying, just didn't move at all. And it was like so interesting. Kind of stuck with me. And it reminded me of that.
Well, I'll tell you this, man. I fully believe, and this is something I said at the end. I think there's power in coming and preaching the gospel to someone that doesn't know, even if they can't talk, because we don't know what's going on in their head, whether they have the ability to hear. And remember, God knows their heart. They could respond, possibly, right? Like, you don't want to wait till that moment, but like if they have any chance to respond, even internally, man, you'd want them to have that chance. You know what I mean? That's different than kind of what we're. Oops, I closed down my YouTube here, where I have the questions up.
Ooh, Sevy's on.
Sevy, that old dog. Did he say anything?
No, not yet. I just see that he's watching.
Sure, he's going to insult me. Thank you guys. My aunt is dying, and people keep saying all this stuff about how she's fighting against God taking her away, and our kids come see her, which isn't going to happen because mother. Oh, oops. Well, that's a shame. Made me worried. Maybe she's waiting. She's in pain. I mean, people can definitely fight, but I think that's different than like the idea of fighting God.
Against like
you know
the
what
will
I mean?
of God. Yeah, agreed.
So I work in healthcare, and been there with 5 of my clients pass. That would be so hard, man.
Man.
Actually, I'm gonna change this to this. All right. Thank you for sharing. So, what we got next? We got Remnant Roulette, and then we'll dive into questions. Production guy, would you explain what Remnant Roulette is?
I sure can. Remnant Roulette is a chance where we ask you guys watching a question. You have a few minutes to respond, and then at the end of the show, we pull a random winner to win a special prize.
Thank you.
Boom.
And
Well spoken.
the cool graphic will come up here.
It's really cool.
And what do we got? What's the question, production guy?
Today's question is, what is your favorite high school memory?
Oh man.
It's really a bittersweet moment. Hey, and remember, you guys have, how long do they have? They have until what time, production guy?
We're going to say 9:15. It gives you guys about 5 minutes to respond.
Okay, you have 5
9:15.
minutes. After that, if you wait till 10 o'clock, you have to be on when we do it. You will be entered into a prize just for answering it right now, and then we'll announce the winner at 10 p.m.
10 p.m.
Or
it
before
is.
that, depending on if the show ends. Lexi says, good night. Good night, Lexi.
Good night, Lexi. Let's see. Favorite high school memory, man. I would say for me.
John says.
Nice, prom. For me, I would say. So we used to do, or my school used to do a talent show every year.
Oh, yeah.
And they actually got rid of it for a couple of years. And then senior year, we went to our class president. It was like, hey, man, like you should try to get the talent show back because that was really cool. And we'd love to play for it because at the time I was in a band playing music. And so he got it. He managed to get it back, and they were going to do it again. And so probably like my favorite high school memory was getting to play a show for like that whole auditorium of people.
That is cool.
That was really fun. So that's probably my favorite, man. It was cool because people used to also think like it wasn't very legitimate what we did.
Sure.
Like they're like, oh yeah, you guys are in band, cool. But it's like no, man. Like we actually get to go around and play shows and stuff. It was fun and like got to show people like what we do. So it was cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm with you, Kelsey. It'll be hard for me, too. I hated high school. If I had to pick one, it would be acting class. Nice.
Acting class,
Yeah.
cool.
Oh man,
man.
I'm trying to think. I got a few I really liked between like plays and musicals, but probably I'm gonna have to go with Emma on this. Like gospel choir was probably like my favorite time.
Nice.
Just going to different churches and singing, and it was just really awesome. I liked singing. I liked being a part of it. It was really cool. I really enjoyed it. Specifically my senior year.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
that is awesome. I think the easy answer is any of my football stuff. Winning like regionals, that was cool.
Yeah.
But honestly, man, when I look back, I just miss the times with my guys, my buddies, like hanging out on doing Friday nights and just being with those guys, and I miss those guys a lot. Like the times that you're just hanging out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
So,
It's so much easier because everything wasn't so like complicated back then.
dude, it's
It
so
was
true.
very simple time, definitely.
Yeah, they always said like in high school, like, oh, you're gonna miss this, and I'm like, I won't miss it. And sure enough, like I miss it.
Miss it. Yep.
Yeah, I really do.
Really is some of the best times.
Yeah, some people had a really rough moment in high school, and I get that. For me, man, I loved it. At least later on, I know Kelsey said sophomore year on for her, road trip to Virginia Beach or random trips to shows. Pennsylvania's pretty amazing. I loved hanging out. Met Pete's Youth Group and getting Dairy Queen. The one that came to mind, I was actually thinking about it earlier today, was helping Jamie on the newspaper route, and then going back to house and making breakfast. That's really cool.
Nice.
I didn't like as much in the snow. Yeah. High school's an interesting time, man.
It really is, dude.
It goes so fast.
Gosh.
And everyone has a different story in high school too.
Oh yeah.
And not one, two people have the same.
It's really cool, Mandy. They had the same issue, yeah.
Yeah, everyone was
I
different.
mean, the same experience.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I love hearing people's lives.
Me too,
Really
dude.
do.
It's so interesting. Gosh, Denise mentioned going to shows too. That was one of my other ones too. Is when we on a school night we went all the way to Illinois on a school night to go to a show,
Dang, you
and
go,
then we didn't sleep and came all the way back and arrived just on time for like first period.
dang, man. What do you think about going to like shows in Fort Wayne with a friend from church, like one of your favorite bands, like Goo Goo Dolls or something?
Oh,
That's
you
something
know,
that you
like,
would do if you drove to Ohio or Illinois in the middle of the night.
probably not, man.
Yeah.
Old times. It's past me.
Taking scrap motorcycle metals class teacher. Isn't it crazy that teachers have such an influence on us and they don't? And it's it's the little things.
Dude, it's so
You
true.
know what I mean?
Yep. A lot of my teachers had a really big impact on my life.
Mm-hmm.
When we would just hang out and paint or whatever. Those are the times, man. That's why I don't like thinking about it. It goes so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Dude,
I
it
bet
does
that
go
is.
so
It is
fast.
probably weird to have your high school torn down. You know what I mean? Because you realize they.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Reminds me of like when my old youth football field got covered up with buildings.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. I mean that, even though it sounds sarcastic. Drive back to Franklin, not sleep, and go to class the next day. You're a machine, Emma. We all know that.
That sounds like miserable. I wouldn't be able to do that.
So, and then Denise says, that's how you do it. LOL, talking to your
Oh yeah, it was a blast and also exhausting.
Miss Friday Night Dodgeball. Yeah, dude. This guy. I'll tell you, I've never seen anybody throw a dodgeball harder than Zach Wells, and I'm not kidding.
Before I even knew Zach, I would actually go to some of those Friday nights, and it was pretty terrifying. Like you wouldn't expect him to be able to throw a dodgeball like he does. It's crazy.
I actually remember the very first men's group I ever came to. You guys played dodgeball.
Sorry, Lindsay.
Yep, and Zach
But-
just dominated all of us.
God used it, and good, because you're awesome. So,
Absolutely.
Kelsey said, I jumped off a one-story cliff 2 weeks before graduation with a friend, now husband, and I sprained my ankle very bad. We were at the top of Pyramid Trail. My friends had to take turns carrying me down. Dang.
Jeez.
Wow.
That is wild. All right. Well, hey, that's it. You're now entered in. For those that get in, you got to stick around. High school is when I started writing poems. John Leininger is a poem master.
Oh, dude.
really good.
He
He's
says,
so
I
talented.
do miss Ian parties. What is that?
I'm not sure what that is.
Typo? I thought it was some, like, edgy, cool
Yeah.
thing.
I think
not
it's
sure.
LAN parties.
Oh, LAN. Okay. It looked like an eye. LAN parties, I do
What's a
understand.
LAN party?
You don't even know?
No.
I guess old people don't know, man. Just kidding.
Yeah, I have no clue
You
what a LAN
definitely
party
know.
is.
It's a locally connected game-winning TD against Warsaw City, and you're going into sectionals. It's too bad you played for a crappy school, man. Just kidding. I do hate Warsaw more than anyone, though, so I got it. LAN. It's like a local net connection where you play a game with all your like video
Oh,
games.
okay. Yeah, I think I've been a part of a couple of those. Nice. Reminds me of like people playing Halo.
Yeah.
That was a big one.
Call of Duty and Halo
Yep.
Nights.
Yep.
Those were two big games.
Yep.
That is cool. I'm just kidding, Sebby.
So
Those
cool,
are
man.
cool. With one of the teachers involved. That's what I mean, man. Teachers.
That is awesome.
Wow, that's super cool.
Teachers have such a huge impact. They really do. All right. Well, do we have any questions, my good man? Production guy?
No new ones. We just have the one that was entered
Well, let's get her
earlier
in.
today.
If you guys want a question, you want the show to go on, enjoy coming up with something. I got a few things we could talk about if necessary. I figured why not offend and stir up the pot a bit.
Ooh, we're gonna start stirring, baby.
Anyway, what's the question, my good man? So, hey, it's your opportunity. If you want to ask an anonymous question, go to www.theremnant.live/real-talk. The link is in the description of this video and our podcast. It's not a podcast this time, it's a video. Or you can ask them right here in the thread and we will answer them.
All right, so our question,
Trent,
it's
get
kind of a
on.
long one, fellas. I'm going to throw it up on the screen for you guys as well.
Okay?
All right, so it is. I love how you guys have mentioned a couple of times that prayer is not just a wish list, and I agree. In 2 Samuel chapter 12, when David's son dies from David sleeping with Uriah's wife Bathsheba, getting her pregnant, and then killing Uriah and taking Bathsheba as his wife, David fasts for his son and for healing. Do you think this is another great example that even though we fast and pray, that does not change God's decision, and or will, because we have to have consequences for our sin?
That's deep.
Interesting. Let's see. It sounds like a good example of that. I mean,
Interesting question for me because there's kind of two parts to this.
okay.
This is another example, although we fast pray does not change God's decision will. So the idea of praying and changing God's decision will is interesting because I've had people say, you know, if God doesn't change his mind, what's the point of praying, right?
Yeah.
For me, again, it comes back to our understanding of changing a mind. You know what I mean? I know he really does, Sierra. I want to say, Blake, you have a really good radio and reading out loud voice. He does. He really does. My answer to that is like, just because God always knows what's going to happen doesn't mean that our prayers because remember, prayer's for us,
Yes.
really, right? It's for our relationship with Him and acknowledging who's in charge and who's not and asking for things. I think I would separate it. Definitely, there was a consequence to David's sin. Now, when you
Yeah.
think about that baby dying, when we think God says your child will die, we think that means like, did God like strike it with a bolt of lightning, right?
Yeah.
Let's think of it in human terms. God told him what was going to happen. Could have been a disease,
Yeah.
you know, because it came from, I don't know, let's make something unprotected sex. I don't know, something crazy, you know, and the consequence of that was the baby got this disease or whatever. And the point he was trying to make, and we know God does directly tell him your son will be taken. So there's definitely a consequence to a sin. The praying aspect is interesting because what I think is interesting about David in that situation is the trust he had in God. Of course, he asked God for what he wanted, but he also trusted God with the answer he got. And remember what he said, and it's really powerful. He says, they go, hey, why are you fasting now? Why have you stopped fasting and stuff now that your baby's gone? Most people would do it now.
Yeah.
And he said, why would I be sad? I'm going to see my baby again someday. So the time for that's over. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's almost like he saw God answering his prayer even in the answer he got.
That's
You
really
know what I
good.
mean?
Yeah.
Just a thought I had. But I definitely think it's a story about consequences of sin.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Definitely.
stinks, man. Now, I still think it's okay to pray when we mess up, you know, for God's mercy and grace in those moments. It's an interesting question.
It is an interesting question, and I like that you brought that up about like how it's more about like the consequences of sin, but also how his attitude is despite that, and like how like he still sees God as good.
Mm-hmm.
That's really important because I think I know there can be a common confusion amongst people that, you know, God gives you good things and that's it, and like nothing bad happens after you believe in God, and that's not true. So like I think that's really good that you said that.
Okay, we got our winners. You got to stick around. We just got them. So you're going to have to stick around if you want to know who they are. That's a great question. I love the thought.
Yeah, it's really good.
You know, prayer is one of those things that I'm not afraid, man. The Bible says to ask with all prayers and petitions and bring our requests to God. There's a verse that even says, you know, ask your Father for he delights in giving you the kingdom, you know, all those things. What father, if his son asked for bread, would give him a rock, you know, those kinds of things. I ask for everything. And I think the thing about prayer is it's just keeping the acknowledgement of who God is, who we aren't. You know what I mean? And keeps us in submission to God. Did my answer get put on the wheel this time, Todd? Which answer? Oh, I think it did, Marshall, yeah. Yeah, production got to be able to answer that.
Yes, Marshall was added to our random
That's
list.
what I thought. So, great question.
Absolutely, man.
Makes me think that prayer shows our faith, trust, love, like an example. I know my husband will probably okay if I want to spend extra money, but I still ask him anyways. That's a great example. It's good, Lindsay. Yeah.
Yeah, really good, man. It definitely makes you think.
Yeah, it's definitely like really hard to grasp like the concept of this sometimes if you're not in prayer, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because it's hard because like how am I supposed to pray to a God? He doesn't give me what I want, but I'm like, are you still praying? It makes me think, I'm like, man, I sit here and think, I'm like, man.
Radical submission.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on. I was reading.
No, you're good. It's like, man, like if I want to go to God, I'm going to pray him to talk to him, to communicate with him. And I can't say, I'm like, man, God doesn't answer my prayers, man. God's not there for me. He doesn't give me what I need. I'm like, man, I'm not even going to him sometimes. So like, why can't I argue that? And it's a great example. It's funny that he's talking about David's talking about his son and this, like, because I know for me, if like my son was going through that, I don't know if I would be in the same mindset. Like, I don't know if I would be able to be fasting and be consistently in prayer if like something were happening to Noah. It's a really like huge testimony and like challenge of my own faith too.
Yeah, dude.
Here's what I realized, man, about the gospel and why I think because you brought that up, and I'm not going to sit here and say I'm with you. I'd be the same way.
Yeah.
The thing about Christianity is God says, being a Christian doesn't change the fact that we live in a fallen world. And this broken world that has come about because God's creation walked away from the Creator, right? All the sin, all the things that are the symptoms of the disease we have, right?
Yeah.
War and all that. We're still in this. Now, we have protection. We do. And we don't think about how much worse things would be
If we didn't.
if we didn't.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is in those moments, man, and I'm not going to sit here, I don't even want to say it, because I think what we got to remember is those things happen anyway. The promise has never been that we won't experience those trials and tribulations. The promise is that He will uphold us, right? Help us to withstand it. And then the promise that I will work this out, right, for your good somehow. And that the biggest promise of all, right, at the end of Revelation, I will wipe away every tear, for there will be no crying or pain or death anymore, for the old is gone, behold, the new has come. That's the promise, man. But the cool thing is that the kingdom is now too. So it's like we don't just wait around until we die. We live in the reality of the kingdom now, which is what? There's a domain of darkness, the Bible says, which is this world.
Yeah.
There is consequence of sin, disease, death, all these things. And it's like faith is trusting that we've already won and that the good is coming regardless. And that's hard to keep yourself in that mindset, because I'd be the same way, man.
Yeah.
Lord forbid if something ever happened to, I don't know what I would do to Daisy or whatever, but
Yeah.
it makes me think of the song Just Say Jesus when you don't know what to say. That's true.
Love that song.
I always love the verse, Lindsay, in Romans where it says, even when we don't know how to pray, God interprets our groanings. The Holy Spirit interprets for us our
dude,
need.
It's so good.
So,
So cool.
yeah, it's interesting, man. And I think it kind of leads to my question. Do we have any more questions? We had one here.
Yeah, there should be one in the chat, but we don't have any in the database at
Okay.
this moment.
Sarah says, Todd, I'm only halfway through episode 188, so not sure if you elaborate more. When it comes to kids shows with character and people who are switching genders, what do you do? Do you stop your kids from watching it? What is too protecting? Because I know they're going to see it in the world, but how do you protect them and teach them without completely pretending it's not a thing? Well, that's a great question, and I think that's part of – I didn't elaborate on that. I kind of just brought it up, and I won't go too much in. You can go check it out, because the premise is, if you go watch the podcast episode, is that my baby, my daughter, she watches this show. There's a new show that she used to watch, this thing called Super Simple Songs, which she still listens to all the time. But there's another one, another show where this lady is a teacher, and it's really good for the most part. And Daisy likes it. Well, they have a person on there who is what she said, gender switching.
Yeah.
Let's call it that, because I don't want to use certain keywords that Facebook's going to.
Right.
And the question is, so I asked, my baby, babies especially, they're learning things like there's shapes, and they learn kind of general things, right?
Yes.
They're learning, okay, this is a dog. So like Daisy knows what a dog is, and she can see one even if they're different colored dogs because of the general concept of a dog.
Yes.
Well, now she's learning too, right? Boy, girl. She's going to learn that. And so sometimes the question I ask is, does that confuse them? Is that a way that this culture is indoctrinating even at an early age and confusing the kids? So what do I do? Well, it's funny you said that. I think for me, I don't really want her watching that show when she's too young, when it could influence her without her knowing it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I can't sit Daisy down right now,
like
my daughter,
indoctrinating her.
sit her down on a chair and have a conversation about what these things are. Now, when she's 10 years old, no, am I going to do that? Probably not, because I can explain to her, even a little bit and whatever on her level, what's happening.
Yes.
And that's what's scary, man, is that the ways that – but then you go, okay, if you don't address it, school's going to address it before you do.
True. That's very true.
So I don't know if that helps here. I think for me that it's going to be – I'm going to protect her from that until she has the ability for me to discuss it with her in a way that she understands. I don't know if that helps at all. That's my
that's
my
really good,
tentative
man.
plan
Yeah,
here.
that's really good. I agree 100% with you. Like, I would do the exact same thing. If I didn't want Noah to watch something or like be influenced by something, I just wouldn't have him do it. Like, that's really good. I 100% agree with you.
Yeah, I don't think it was a shrug off at all, Kelsey. I think that she said, so David had peace after that, probably because of praying fast, and it wasn't just a shrug off when he finally got up and ate. No, I think it was him saying, all right, and it's a beautiful line. He also says, I'm still going to see my baby someday. You know,
It's beautiful.
why would I be sad?
Mm-hmm.
So he asked God, God answered, now he moved on.
It's the faith and trust he has.
It's
in
so
him, too.
hard, and every child's situation is different. You're right, Denise, and I'm not saying that I'm the master of what that is. I'm just saying that's how I'm going to, look at this. And I wouldn't judge anyone for their way. We're in a complicated time.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in public school. I used to tell people I'm definitely going to have my kid go to public school because of, the social aspect of it. And it's so funny, man, as you get older, you start to go, especially now, even since I was in school,
Starting to see the
there's such an agenda,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's good, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to do that, Sierra, because I don't want someone else, in my silence, somebody's going to answer her questions. And I want those questions to come from us, from me, and, God, the Bible, and people around her. So that's a great question. Thanks for asking that, because we didn't really go into that in the podcast.
That's true, actually.
Great stuff,
Might
man.
have to pull a classic AJ, guys. Might have to use the bathroom. I know. It's my streak has been so long.
When everyone watches the show, they think that I'm mean to you. They think that why is Todd mean to AJ? Because he has to go pee-pee. But what they don't understand is, it's not about this moment.
It's not about this.
It's not about this one, but it's about all the other moments.
That lead into this moment. That's so good, Lindsay. I agree. Being a voice in our kids' lives. All right. See you around, man.
We'll be right back, guys.
All right.
Oh man, I was trying so hard, guys. I really was.
Quit acting like this was not possible to avoid. Production guy, can you back me up here? Because everyone thinks Todd's a monster. Can I get some help here?
Oh, absolutely. I fully support what's happening. Not AJ leaving, but the fact that we bring up that it's constant, man. This is just a grain of salt in an otherwise sandcastle filled of sand and grain, and I don't know, man.
AJ is literally gifted. He is one of the most likable people in the world. He is.
It's unreal.
He has a charisma.
I've been on the outside
And
of a lot
that-
of the situation. Like I see it. Like I
But
see.
well, we all know him. We're very close too. People don't realize that we are literally like brothers, all of us, and we're constantly around each other. And they think that we actually, like, when we get arguments or like the things are happening, that we don't like each other. You get what I'm saying? And that's not true. And I'm trying to be like, I need to start going, hey, everyone. Anyway,
Alex
Ash,
has a
Jill,
really
or Lindsay for a catheter. Ooh.
No. Alex has a really good question. Is AJ that guy that goes to the bathroom during a movie like 3 times? Times that by like 7.
Yeah,
And
the
that's
3
a more
times is-
accurate description.
3 times is just the previews.
I get the full context. You're good, Todd. Thanks, John.
It was actually really cool. So I thought of something. Now that AJ's not here, I want to talk about it. I thought about doing a...
Now that he's not here, let's
now
trash him.
Now that he's not here. So, listen.
It is, Lindsay. I know.
AJ's gone.
You naturally hate
I'm
me
here.
because you think I'm mean to him a lot of times. This is real. The problem is I tell AJ all the time, I was him. I was the young, charismatic guy that people liked. And he's looking into his mirror of just rageful sadness or something. Anyway, he is. He's very, he's just so darn likable and loving.
It reminds me of the Real Talk Live episode we did. Do you remember the Death Nut Challenge?
Yes.
AJ was literally in
Dying.
the corner dying, and everyone was just like, help him, help AJ, help AJ. And like, he's fine. He's just laying down because he ate some really spicy food. He's not dying.
Well, people don't realize, like, listen, AJ is one of my best friends in the world. You guys know that. So, of course, I don't really hate AJ. If he knows that. Because what I always think, I know people like Todd, we don't think this. It has happened. You ever ask yourself, why isn't AJ mad? Because he knows our relationship, right? I mean, you don't ever see AJ going, I'm mad at you, Todd, because he knows. So anyway, we spent 30 minutes defending myself from that. But moving on. We got any questions?
No new questions at
You
the
guys
moment.
have any thoughts or questions or anything to ask us or want to know? If not, I guess we'll just talk about a couple topics.
Yeah.
Because I guess he's just a big, goofy, lovable guy. Yeah, he is. He is lovable. Good friends and brothers tend to pick on each other. You're right, Willie. But I'm telling you right now, I used to be him. I was the young, charismatic, fun guy before life wore me away like a stone in the sand in a desert. Get the picture? Thought I was your best friend, Todd. Marshall, you are. You just got to come back around, buddy. What was I going to say? God, oh, yeah, underrated, overrated, underrated. You want to do that real quick before we move on?
Yeah, we can get an overrated, underrated.
What socks are we wearing? I'm wearing gray socks.
Who asked that?
Going back to the question.
That used to be one of the
Be
OG
only
questions.
one. Denise, have you watched the movie Highlander? If you tell me you haven't, you know where that comes from. We just became even better friends. What?
So that's an OG question.
got?
Socks.
I got gray.
I'm wearing just basic Hanes black, man.
Hanes black.
I'm
Hanes
wearing
black.
just black ankle socks.
Me too. Mine are ankle.
I think they're Hanes. Maybe. Could be athletic. I'm not
Shane
sure.
goes, solid question. All right, what's our overrated, underrated?
Up first, it's not Thanksgiving, it's not Christmas, it comes slightly after. It's a celebration, or to some, a memorial of a year's past, and to some, a celebration of a year to come. But how do you guys feel about staying up all night, waiting for a ball hundreds of thousands of miles away to drop in the middle of New York City? How do you guys feel about New Year's Eve?
Overrated, underrated.
Man, I used to think it's underrated, but nowadays it's overrated. Now, back in the day, though, the reason why it's probably underrated is because I was doing stuff I shouldn't have been because I was underaged. So, yeah. So,
What? Yeah.
yes, I was definitely
Emma, you know me
I
well.
was doing some dumb stuff. So, it's overrated now, man. It's just why watch the ball drop? It's just another day. That's kind of how I view it. And time messes with me really bad anyway. So when a new year comes, it just makes me think too much. So
Me too, man.
too much.
Yeah, I definitely think it's overrated. The only thing I like about it is just hanging out with people, having a party. Like, I don't like the fact of, like, the ball dropping or, like, even, like, the whole celebration going on in New York and, like, oh, we got this artist singing, we got this artist singing. I'm like, I don't care. And a lot of times it's like the artists will mess up stuff too. And it's like, man, that's probably my
That's
favorite
true.
part about it is when they mess up their music that they wrote. Yeah. What are your thoughts?
That's good, John. Emma already ratted me out, and it's true. Mandy says underrated, Living Sue stay up late and play. Overrated, Amber said she's an old woman. Yeah, she likes any sort of reason to party. And I'm also an old decrepit man, I guess. But I actually think it's overrated. It's a funny story. Me and Cowboy Kenny talk about it all the time. There was one New Year's Eve that there were like a party that was, I think everyone was at it. It was like a church party. I think it was at the Joneses, trying to keep up with them. And everybody's over there, and we kind of lost track of time and looked over, and it was already like 1, and we're like, huh. We just kept going. Just him and I celebrated the New Year together, like laying on a couch watching TV. So I'm the same as you. Time messes with me. So
Yep.
It's not about the resolutions. I just don't like. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, because then it makes you like reminisce over like the past year that happened. You go like, what happened to my life?
Yep. It was so
that is cool.
weird, like the year that that disease happened. 2020 was like when New Year's happened. That final year, it's
That's
like,
awesome,
man,
Denise.
like I wasted so much of my life this past year.
We lost an entire year, man. Like they tried
Dude,
to.
it still messes with me now.
Me too, 100%. It really angers me. But what's our next one?
Up next, we have so many popular, we'll say famous and infamous people in history have written one of these. It can be a writing for power or for tyranny on one end. But how do you guys feel about the word manifesto?
Honestly, man, it's underrated just because I love the word manifesto. It just sounds awesome.
Agreed.
Super underrated.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a very big words guy. I'm just gonna say overrated. Just to be different. Like,
I'll tell you them words.
I didn't do well in English in high school, so it's definitely overrated for me.
Underrated. I love the word. I want to write my own.
Yes.
Against the tyranny. I mean, it's not like there's tyranny nowadays, right, guys?
No, man.
No, of course not. There's no deeper meaning to everything that's
That's
happening.
gonna have a nice fade effect. Jeez, I couldn't.
I'll tell you another reason I like New Year's Eve I found out. Everybody talks about wanting to party. Every time I've gone to a New Year's Eve party, everyone is mopey and sad all the way up.
Until it's
like
like
they
midnight.
literally like a bunch of old people
yeah.
sitting around going, I can't wait to celebrate. And as soon as it's over, like, get out. I'm like, why did we stay here?
Especially at the famous Jones's place because that was a real
It'll
challenge.
also
for
be
them.
6,000 degrees in there.
That
Oh,
staying
boy.
up past 7 o'clock.
I do love that they let us come over. Now they're never going to let us come again.
Yeah,
What's
really
next?
Up
Voice is
next,
overrated.
imagine you're there. It's dusty. The sun is about to set. You're sitting in the local pub, playing cards,
True, Denise.
shooting dice. The squeaky door squeaks open. In walks a man wearing a poncho,
I told you.
a 6-shooter on his side, and on his head, a cowboy hat. How do you guys feel about cowboy hats?
First of all, Blake, you painted that picture so well.
Oh, yeah.
I literally, in my mind, saw myself about to get in a gunfight. Anyway, what do you got?
Cowboy hats are underrated, man. Cowboy hats are freaking awesome. I love them.
I'm gonna throw a wrench out there. I'm gonna say overrated.
Interesting. Why?
I had a lot of people in my life like wear cowboy hats and just got really tired of them and like
You're talking about Clint?
no, I'm not talking about Clint.
Just kidding.
Like, and people wear cowboy hats with like the weirdest clothes and like it was just weird. I just got tired of seeing cowboy hats all the time.
Austin's just sickened by cowboy hats.
Like some people can pull it off and it looks really well.
What's up, AD?
Like Clint, for
AD's
example,
on.
he pulls off cowboy hats really well.
He does,
Yeah,
actually. I think it's one of those things you gotta commit to. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
Like if you're that
Yeah.
guy, I don't think anyone is like. We always go, he looks good, and then he doesn't. It's like confidence in it, man.
Oh,
I'm underrated. I love them. I'd wear it if I could. I had a really nice one.
It's like
My
so
dad tried
weird though, like the different sizes like of cowboy hats and like the radius of like
It is
the
hilarious
rim,
when
it's
someone has one too small on their head. It looks
too
so
small
funny.
or like too
Dude, I
big.
had
Like
one
some
too
of them are
small
like
one
so
time.
Yep,
tiny.
I know. I've seen it.
And like down in like you see like Texas like people like bull riding. Like their cowboy hats are like so flippin' huge. Like why do you need a hat that big?
Protect them from the sun.
Yeah, man.
There's
John
sun
says
everywhere.
overrated, but I like them. Interesting. Underrated, says Sierra. Sierra, I've never seen you wear a cowboy hat, but now I want to. They block the sun, lol. All right.
rain catch.
Aiden, the Yees have turned into a mess. Underrated, married a cowboy. Nice. Weird, Austin, lol. A staple aspect of the Old West. I love John. Todd, nothing beats when your father walked into work in the boots and the cowboy hat. I'll tell you what beats it. A brawl at a flag football place one time that I was in a game, and I look over and my father stormed the field in a cowboy hat, a duster, and cowboy boots ready to throw down to defend us. That beats that, because that actually happened.
That would be the best thing to see.
That's incredible.
Completely agree, Jane. That's why we're the same. It's a show, man. What's she saying?
I don't know.
Like, dude, so,
I wonder if she's talking about like call me weird, like it like
Dude.
cowboy hat being a
Oh,
show.
man. I'm just seeing it now that your dad's storming the field with
he
that
did,
dude.
bro. I want you to understand, I'm looking over as there's people everywhere, and he just storms in. It was at the Plex.
that is
He walked through the door on the field we play on every
That
week.
is incredible.
Yeah, true story. Anyway, moving on.
so
What we got?
awesome.
Oh.
I used to always wear jeans and a plaid shirt, and I never had a pleat. I was a crazy girl. That's awesome. Really house school. What do we got, buddy?
Up next, it's a fellow. It's a
Marshall says,
greeting
"Yep,
to
that'd be my
fellow
story,
man.
well played."
You introduce yourself. You can assert dominance with one of these, perhaps even. But you meet someone for the first time. We all know the different types. The one that goes a little too long. The one that squeezes just a bit too hard, and even the one that tries to take control and wants to shake back and forth instead of up and down. But how do you guys feel about shaking hands?
I knew where this was going.
Shaking hands, man, I feel like it's underrated. What a just a classic staple of meeting people.
Handshake.
I don't know how else. I don't know how else you'd like introduce yourself to somebody. What is another way of doing it? Like,
I feel like
I don't know.
they're a country house because most of them are cowboys. Fact, Weston. Sorry, I just caught that. What?
it's underrated. I don't know any other way to meet somebody. It's just a classic staple to meet somebody.
Overrated. I get it. It happens.
This guy hates everything.
Apparently
Yeah.
I'm very energetic today, but apparently I'm very hateful to them. It's so overrated. Like when you go to shake hands with someone,
pray,
you
Brandon.
never know what you're walking into. Like I've had handshakes with people where they like grab your fingers and it's so awkward because you're like, I'm uncomfortable, but you can't say that. And then I have the people who did like the
casual
death
wave.
grip, the people who like just do very lightly and like it's so like different, like it's weird. And like I've had the people who tried to like have dominance over a handshake. I'm like, bro, you're just shaking my hand. Like I'm not even gonna talk to you 5 minutes from now. Why are you doing this? It's not a power trip.
That's so funny.
I think they're overrated, but I get it. Like socially, I get it.
Bro, you are fired up about handshakes.
Listen, find out real quick. I have a lot of debates on things, especially with.
I I agree with that,
Canadian
Alex.
Canadian chickens. Some of you guys know what I mean by that.
Oh gosh.
I'm going to tell you what, it's underrated.
Nice.
The only kind of handshake I can't stand. Nice. A good handshake with good grip shows a man that cares. Nice, Willie. Here's what I don't like. I can't stand when I handshake a guy, and this is typically I've noticed a lot older guys, right? Older.
Yeah.
And I must be some of the generation. And they always try to get an extra squeeze as I let go. You ever had that happen?
Oh my god.
So you squeeze, you shake, you go to let go, they squeeze again. Well, then I squeeze again, and then they squeeze again. You ever done that?
It's
Oh,
a power
absolutely.
trip. Like there's no
Yeah.
need.
Yeah.
The only time
Austin, I always knew you were a gentle man. First cowboy hats and now handshakes.
I take back the comment I said about you looking good in a cowboy hat.
For me, you look me in the eye, I'm more likely to trust you, or at least consider what you say. It's
the
good to know,
only
Lindsay.
time a handshake is overrated is if someone holds your hand for like 2 or 3 minutes straight and doesn't let go.
You know what I'm going to say? That's true. I'm going to tell you something right now. Lindsay just said something that this is one of those moments Todd shouldn't share something, but I'm going to share it.
Oh boy.
So if you know me, right? I feel like I like to just look people in their eyes when I talk to them.
Yeah.
The problem is, and this is one of those things, is when I talk to a woman sometimes and I look them in the eye,
Yeah.
I feel like they think that I am trying to make a play on them. And it creates this awkward thing. I'm serious. So because she said look you in the eye, and it's like, dude, I want to do that. But sometimes with certain people, I get that weird because you know how, no offense, ladies, some of the culture is.
Yeah.
It's like he loves me because he stared in my eyes, you know? And so it ends up, and it puts me in or they think I'm trying to like fight them with my eyes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Am I
I
the only
get
one
it.
here?
You know, I-
Piercing look.
I get that.
So this is a random thought I've had before at times of
Yeah.
something that.
Or, it doesn't take long to look someone in the eyes too long.
Yeah, that's Jordan tried to do that. I know this is over, but a country hat is like a face mask to a Democrat. Just a statement. Oh, Weston, my good man. I will tell you this. I appreciate your analogy. That's all I can say because we get shadow banned. But I'm with you, brother. I hear what you're saying. 'Cause
I only started dating Todd because of that smolder.
anyway,
Oh my god.
is that it? We got more?
We got one more.
One more.
Now this one, it's a place. There's been a musical written about it. It's a special place to many sports teams. North Side, South Side rivalry. The Bears. It's the Windy City, just west of here, in a state that we don't need to talk about. But how do you guys feel about the city of Chicago?
Chicago, man, so when I was growing up, Chicago seemed like one of those places that, everybody wanted to go to Chicago. Just one of those things, like that big city besides Indy that, it's out of state, it's a little trip to go there. It's special, right? And now that I've been there, it's kind of like overrated in the sense of it's not as crazy as I thought it was going to be. And it's just so busy, man. It's kind of annoying. But I will say that there is a lot of fun things to do in Chicago. But it's just like any other big city, like Indianapolis just has the same amount of fun things to do. So I'm going to say overrated.
Yeah. I'm going to say overrated due to the fact that I've never been there. Yeah, I think so. I would say overrated.
Overrated. Overrated for sure.
Yep.
Would never live there. I don't understand how people can do that.
Yeah, man,
What about you guys? You love it? Overrated, underrated? Production guy and the rest of you?
Oh,
Sorry, I didn't mean to
I'm
cut you off.
going
You're fine.
severely overrated. I think there's a couple cool things to see there, but I don't know. I'm even a Chicago sports fan, in a couple different sports, but I don't know. It's just I say it's overrated.
Agreed. He said overrated, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fun Turn, I assume, says also overrated. Small town guys.
I
Yep.
mean, the only good thing in Chicago is I'm pretty sure they still have mutual combat, which is cool.
Which is cool.
I think that's
I don't know
interesting.
if they
but
do,
besides
Clint.
everything,
I
but
don't think
everything
I can
else
just go
is
out
overrated.
and just. Maybe they can. Who knows? I know Seattle has that stuff now.
Oh, maybe I'm getting it mixed up with Seattle. I have no
don't know.
idea. I think there's a fact checking going on currently. We'll see.
Anyway,
What's up, Aaron?
what do we got? Great show. What's our share count, production guy?
Shares. We're sitting at 22 shares at the moment.
What a great time. Thank you guys so much for the
23 people
support.
online.
Not too late to slip in a question, comment, thought. Oh, we do have some, don't we?
Yes,
Did you
we
keep
do.
up on that? Do you want me to do it or you got it?
Yep, I have them in whenever you're ready.
Go for it, my friend.
All right, so up first, we have, what is the key to losing 20 pounds? Do you feel better in general? More happy?
I assume they're referencing my 20-pound weight
I
loss.
would imagine so.
The key for me, because I've always worked out really hard, was, as annoying as it is just counting calories. It's kind of dumb. You don't realize how quick calories add up. Because you know this. These guys know. I didn't feel like I was ever overeating.
Yeah.
And also what you eat is a big part of it. So for me, that's what it was. That was the big change, was just counting the calories.
Oh yeah. I've learned quite the hard way how fast calories can go.
Yeah, so I think that's it. Do I feel better in general? Yeah, I have actually noticed my knees hurt less. I think I just feel better, you know?
Yeah, man.
Do I feel happier? Yeah, I guess I kind of feel accomplished.
Yeah,
Because,
man.
it does affect you, man, when you put on, what you put on. Because my issue is I put so much weight on when I hurt my back. I put on 60 pounds. Like, this was years ago. And then I dropped down, probably 30. And then it starts trying to lose that. So, yeah,
Yeah,
thank you for asking.
You've been on a wild journey with that, man. It's really cool to just experience that alongside with you, because you've come from a place where like you said, 60 pounds, and now you're here. It's wild,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah. So thanks for asking, though.
What's up, Tyler?
That's really been the big change, Tyler.
Tyler Akers.
What's up, Tyler?
What up, dude?
Missed that guy. Nice guy.
Let's see. Oh, Marshall did the keto diet.
Dude, Marshall's a guy who can go up or down at will.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Yeah, I've seen it. It's crazy. All right. Good question. What else we got?
What are 2 things you are thankful for this week and today?
Hey, Tyler.
Wait.
Miss you, buddy. He said 2 things we're thankful for.
Oh, 2 things.
This week, is that what he said?
Yes, 2 things you're thankful for this week and today.
Oh, and today.
Carbs for me. I'm with you, Weston.
I'm thankful for the Bible, man. My Bible reading's been awesome. Still reading through Acts, doing the one section at a time. That's changed my whole view of the Bible and just learning from it. So super thankful for that.
Hey, Charles. What's up, brother?
What's up, Charles? I'm super thankful for you guys. You guys are, so just loving to me all the time, and I often don't deserve it. So you guys are awesome. Love you guys. 2 things I'm thankful for today. Thankful for Real Talk Live. Todd said it earlier. We were on a hiatus for a while, and coming back has been so cool. And just to have some of the new people, it's good to meet you, and then having some of the people who've been here for a while, just you guys still staying faithful and just being willing to watch and comment and just be a family with us. It's pretty cool. Yeah. What's another thing I'm thankful for today? Thankful for caffeine. Super thankful for caffeine. That's actually funny. Yesterday, I didn't have caffeine for a lot of the day, and I was literally falling asleep trying to do stuff. It was bad. So I'm very thankful for caffeine.
Yeah, you looked really tired yesterday.
I
Just from
did,
this small
dude.
conversation I had with you.
Yeah, dude, it's bad.
I'd say for me, 2 things this week. I'm thankful for you guys, all the guys close in my life. I can just talk to and help process through things. Definitely, because I wouldn't be able to do 90% of the stuff I do without being able to talk to you guys about it, and just get your input on things. And I really appreciate you guys. I'm thankful for this is kind of where I'm thankful for being able to work.
Yeah.
Because I thought about it earlier this week. I'm man, not a lot of people get to do this or want to do this work. As much as I'm miserable at it, I'm not talking to just my job, but even work and do stuff for the church to be grateful for that.
Absolutely.
And do the
dude.
things I do. I may not like to do them, but I'm still thankful that I get to do them.
Yeah. It's awesome, man.
And for today, definitely
What's up, Josh?
Real Talk, being a part of this again, is really great. I'm so glad to be back and just have fun and just relax and just breathe and kind of talk and learn about a lot from you guys. And also, I'm thankful for youth group today. It was really good today, hanging out with the kids. I just love them. They're all awesome.
Heck yeah, man. It's so cool. And even you, Blake, Clint, all your guys' willingness to go straight from youth into this is pretty awesome. So you guys are awesome for doing that. Appreciate you guys. Toddy B.
Thankful for this week. I'm thankful for medicine, man.
Oh, yeah.
Fastmax and Sudafed. I shouldn't have mixed those because that's one's for this week. I'm thankful for Wednesdays, even though they're really busy here at the church. Like, it's fun because I just get to see everyone, a lot of people, and it's just alive. And I love seeing you guys. And you don't realize, it's one of those things we take for granted that we have that midweek kind of scene.
Oh,
each
yeah,
other.
dude.
Today, I'm thankful I got to see my baby girl for a little bit, just a little bit, even though she was like disinterested in me today. Yeah, I'm thankful to do this show too, man. It's one of those things that you're kind of tired and then you get on and you're just so thankful to be able to hang out with people.
It's true, man. It's so cool.
Yeah. Thankful being in Bible and phone makes it easy to read. I'm thankful for, oh, that's okay, yeah. Get to be a host family for one of the Remnant House guys. Yeah. Love you, Jordan.
Jordan's cool.
That's true. I like that too.
A lot of people, man. It's cool. I love seeing what people are thankful for. Just it's very uplifting.
Thankful Tuesday. Yeah, I'm like that too. Okay. Kelsey says, me too, AJ. I love reading the Old Testament. I'm thankful for Real Talk and Duncan's Hot Chocolate. Nice. I'm thankful for LA. That was such a nice program. To want me to the one of the guys calling. That's awesome. Wednesday group was so good this week. I agree, Zach. It really was. It was powerful. What up? Toddy Delight. Brother. Cool. What's next, my friend?
Next, we have an anonymous question. Rocky movies, overrated or underrated? There are like 6 of them, and 7 if you include Creed.
Well, this is probably either going to come as this could go both ways. This is either come as a shock or not at all. I haven't seen any of the Rocky movies.
It's not a shock. Not to us. Maybe to other people.
Maybe to other people, but to you guys today, I didn't think it'd be a shock. Yep, I can't really, go in on this because I've never seen any of the Rocky movies.
Oh gosh, I've seen them all. Besides Creed, I haven't seen that. Watched a lot of them. I would say overrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone. He's a decent actor. Just like his style of acting, like the hard Brooklyn accent he has, is so like hard to listen sometimes because like I slur my words, but this dude is
say
like,
overrated?
bad. I say overrated.
Good. Have you said anything's underrated? You hate everything. Anyway, go on, sorry.
No, apparently in my joyful, like energetic states, I'm very hateful. Listen, underrated, pumpkin. But yeah, I think they're overrated. Just having that, like, man, if he didn't have his accent, like very like deep thick accent, I'd probably be able to enjoy it a lot more.
I want you to strange world we live in. I have not seen Creed, but Rocky is an underrated film. Though one of my favorite characters is actually not Rocky; it's Apollo Creed. I love Apollo Creed, man.
I like
You
him.
don't know who that is?
Nope.
Yeah.
I like him.
Anyway,
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like the story of Rocky and like the plot of each movie, I liked.
no, man, you hate the underdog.
I don't hate the underdog.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
What does that say? How do you?
Oh,
Brandon-
thanks, Aaron.
Brandon keeps asking me about Happy Gilmore. I've never seen.
I'll
the
watch
movie.
it, Tim. Thank you.
Like I've never seen the movie, and he keeps trying to call me out to try to like shame me, but it doesn't bring me shame. Like I haven't seen it. I can't golf. Like it doesn't bring me shame.
Oh,
I'm actually going to back you up on this one, man. I'm not a huge fan of it. I have seen it, of course, but I'm not. I'm like, eh.
Happy Gilmore's pretty funny.
I feel like it's one of those movies people try to peer pressure you into thinking it's hilarious.
That's
think
why I
it's
feel like
pretty
this is
funny.
happening.
Well,
Like,
and you know what? We do not agree with you. So,
Oh my gosh. Yep.
Austin, you would like it.
like I
You
trust.
probably would.
Happy Gilmore, funny.
John. Austin, this explains so much about you.
Listen, Andy, you're right.
All right, is that it?
We have one more anonymous question.
Austin, could you name anything that you think is
I'll
underrated?
name some other stuff and I'll tell you.
What's the question? You guys better slide them in here.
This question is, does fun guy Austin not like cowboy hats and handshakes because he is, quote, a gentle man?
Listen, Clint. I don't know if this is you that asked, but no. Like, the only handshake I actually like is like, this is gonna be weird. Is the Warriors handshake, where you like grab each other's forearms.
know
Like
exactly
I
what it
like
is.
that. Like that. Like I like that. Just handshakes are just weird. You never know what you're gonna get. You
them
never
on
know
mustaches.
what's gonna happen. You never know if you're gonna get like the light handshake or like the finger grasp where people are gonna try to like pull you into a conversation. I don't like them. Like, I understand for society purposes you have to have them. And cowboy hats. What's the point? Just a big hat.
This is great.
I don't think Austin is fun at all. It's actually really clever, given the fact that he thinks. Oh man.
Oh, whoever asked this question.
Also, I've heard that William Covington III is going to be a guest this year on Real Talk Live. You guys
Really?
heard that?
I
Yeah,
did
it's
not
actually
hear
going to be a
about
week
this.
that I'm not on, which bums me out. But he will be here in my place. Did you guys hear this, production guy?
I did. I heard some rumblings, and it just got confirmed.
I
recently,
can
but I'm
confirm that
excited.
one of the weeks I have to miss that William Covington III will be helping to host the show.
And I
Wow.
can confirm I will not be here.
I think you are, man.
I don't think
It's
I
a
will.
big. I think the reason he told me he wants to come on is he wants to make peace with you.
If he's gonna make me wear a cowboy hat and shake his head, this is gonna be.
He literally, I've been told, really wants to talk to you specifically. He wants to make peace.
It's happened like 3 times already. He said he wants to make peace with me, and then I say, "Hey, how are you?" And he goes, "Well, looks like we got a gentle man," because he said, "Hi, how are you?"
Listen, I don't. This is something you need to take up with him. I'm just telling you, I do know him pretty well, and he is. It's very important to him that you're here that day.
Oh gosh.
It's very important, man. You can't.
He's a Southern gentleman. He's not going to make you come on. He's just going to ask you to.
He's only gonna ask.
How do you guys feel about him coming on, production guy?
Gosh.
I think it's a great idea. Like you said,
I bet you
it's
do.
it's sad that you won't be able to be
Yeah.
here and experience that with him.
I think I'll watch it
but-
from online though. I'll probably make
Yeah,
comments
you
while it's
gotta be
going.
there.
You know?
Oh, absolutely.
You
Yeah.
definitely gotta be there.
I'll watch online that day.
Is this because the one week I was on with AJ, William Covington III was actually asking
He did?
anonymous questions? Yeah, he was asking anonymous questions, and I knew they were him because the first one was, "Well, gentle man." I'm like, oh, he's
Have you
back.
ever thought that maybe he was too scared to get on?
Man, dude, what if
Why
was
would he
too
be scared?
I don't know, man. He's a gentleman. He's a Southern. He's not a gentleman because he would. He just likes to make a difference between the two. Anyway, if you guys don't know who that is, it'd be really fun for you to meet William Covington III.
No,
Oh yeah.
I'm bummed I won't be able to be here, but he's a fun guy.
Oh,
I
William
wish you were
III.
here.
Happy Gilmore's awesome. I haven't seen a single Rocky movie, but can cite like every Chris Farley movie verbatim.
Who said that?
Zach.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Kelsey says she loves. Oh, that's cool. Weston says, I'm thankful Columbia City has so many Christian people. Hope my kiddos get the same Columbia City I grew up in. That's awesome, Weston. Yeah, it's interesting.
Brandon.
William Covington reminds me of Michael Scott doing his Southern accent, that role play. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. You have to have a talk with him about it, man.
Oh boy.
All right. Williams Warriors class, Boston. Anyway, I can't wait till he comes on. It'll be fun.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
Any other questions, fellas? We got to announce the winner.
No new questions.
You guys have been a great show. You can still ask. You can slide it in. We got a few more minutes. But in the meantime, we have some winners. Can I get a drum roll, please? If you're still on. Have we been keeping track this season, too? We can't give 2 winners in a row, right?
Yes. Yeah.
You like her. You know her. You may not have her real name, but Jane Finger. If you're on, you have exactly 2 minutes to claim your prize by being on. Do not cheat and help her, everyone. 10 o'clock p.m. You have till 10:02 to say you're here, or we move on to the next person because we do have a whole list here.
Jane Finger, if that is your real name.
I don't think it is.
I do declare. That is a infamous quote. That's
Hey,
Jane Finger says,
well,
"Hey,
Jane, congratulations. How weird is that? You're gonna be-
congratulations, Jane."
We love you. We appreciate you. Most importantly, Real Talk appreciates you. So you are the winner. And you know what? That's it. You're the winner. Next week we'll have 2 winners.
Oh,
All right.
tune in next
26 viewers, man. We're so close. Welcome those that popped in for a second. They're going to leave immediately.
Just
You guys have anything you want to discuss or talk about before we, I suppose, close up shop? Hey, guys, do us a favor. If you enjoyed this show today and you have not went to the church page that sponsors this and give us a like and follow, would you do that?
Yes.
The reason is the more likes and follows, the more people we reach. And the truth is, you know, what we like to say around here is social media needs it. It needs more positivity. So help us out by going and liking and following this page. We'd appreciate that so much. Thank you.
Yeah. Other than that, man, I would say check out our podcast, Real Talk Web Series. Super cool. It's very similar to this show, except we just dive more in depth into the questions that are asked in our database. And we just talk about we catch up on our lives, and it's great. So hope you guys go check that out. It's awesome. It's on all podcast platforms that you can think of, and it's also available on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble. It's everywhere. So check it out. Real Talk web series. Newest episode is 188, Simon says.
So Jane says, still need to know if baby goats in pajamas are underrated or overrated.
There you go, Austin.
I'm a thing. Now, I want to have a follow-up question with this because this will definitely...
I have a challenge before we close up too, just everyone to stick around. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I have a follow-up question for you, Jane. This will like drastically change my answer from what I'm saying. I'm going to say that they are underrated.
Shock.
Something underrated.
Is there a reason?
I just find it cute.
You did it, Jane. You figured something out.
You got him. He underrated. Oh, gosh.
So, real talk, real challenge.
Real talk,
Let's keep
real
up this
challenge.
right
Let's
now.
get it.
It's a topic I was going to talk about, and I don't want to talk about it very much here to close up shop, but something that's been on my mind a lot and we've talked about. If you're watching this show right now and you are a Christian, okay, you're a follower of Christ, you go to church, whatever you want to call it, I want to challenge you about something. So, I'm gonna, I guess, how do I say this? Maybe ruffle some feathers. Listen, a lot of what you consider to be typical Christian behavior in this country is not necessarily biblical, or maybe biblical standards, biblical truths are not always practiced in the modern church, and people that want to follow it are viewed as kind of troublemakers or weirdos or cultists or whatever. So let me give you an example. Spending time together in community. When someone wrongs you, going and telling them what they did so that you have a chance to fix it.
Yeah.
Being committed to a church family and not just going to hopping from place to place. Giving to your church financially. All these kinds of things, being challenged in sermons, being challenged in messages, being held accountable by your church family. That means they're in your life and can. All of these things aren't necessarily really prevalent in America today, right? And if you do that, it's considered kind of abnormal.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is, if you're a Christian reading this and you start to say, this is how church is in your own head, I'm going to challenge you to go read the Bible. Okay, and I don't mean that snotty. What I'm saying is, read Acts, read the epistles, and see what, like, if you were to stop reading it like it's just a book with good ideas, and you viewed it as God's direction for his church, how would that change your view of what church is? How would that change your view of what being a Christian is? What would change? For instance, if you have a church, a pastor, or if in your mind there's something someone can do that makes them worthy of never being forgiven, or it makes them fall outside God's grace, okay, then I'm going to say right now, I don't know if you've read the Bible, but that happens in Scripture, right? There's things people can do, and we want to punish more than we want to restore, for instance. Does that make sense? These are just examples.
Absolutely.
Someone messes up. For instance, I know a story a couple years ago of a lead pastor of a fairly big church who his wife divorced him and he was an alcoholic. And everyone cast him out. He wasn't allowed to go to his church anymore and all these things, right? And they're like, he's a false prophet and all that. And it's like, we sit here and we talk about David and we talk about Solomon and we talk about Peter and we talk about Paul. And we act like that for some reason that people aren't still broken people. So, in those cases, what kind of culture have we created in America? Have we created a culture that seeks after Jesus, or have we created a culture that seeks after comfort? And so I guess I just want to challenge you today to think about that, to think about things that you might have internalized and think are normal, and not only, which would be one thing, but you attack places without knowing what they are, or knowing what they're about, churches, Christians, for just doing what the Bible says and taking it seriously. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if this is all real, what would that mean in your life? Do you know what I mean? What wouldn't you look abnormal?
Absolutely. He's so against the grain, dude. So against the
So
grain.
something to think about. I could go more in depth, and if you guys have questions real quick, but something that's been on my heart a lot and something I want to talk about earlier is this culture we've created. And some of you I don't get to talk to, you're just a guest on here, which is cool. I'm so thankful. But I guess Weston, that's so good, brother. Good time to read Romans. A lot of people read it. Not a lot of people think it's applicable to our lives today. And that's the problem. That's why we have a lot of churches. They're not impacting the community, but the community is impacting the church. And it's because we want to fit in more than we want to stand out. So, and you can't do that as a Christian. We're called to be light and salt.
Bringing some heat, man. I love
Yeah,
it.
just something to think about.
Bring
Man.
it.
Something
Love it.
Brandon says, go ahead, sorry.
No, so
Rewrote
we're
my ankle,
thinking-
legit, same ankle, do rope, no stretches. Sorry, Brandon.
Christianity is just like,
Thanks, Chuck. Appreciate it, brother.
it's a popularity contest sometimes. Like, you think all these churches do it just to, like, fit in, because, like, it's weird, because, like, some places, like, if you don't go to church or you don't claim to be a Christian, you're weird. And it's not because, like, you're not a Christian, it's because, like, you're not a Christian. Like, it's always, like, this comfort in not actually following and being, like, real and genuine. Like, oh, you're a Christian? Cool. And then when you try to do Christian things, it's like, oh, you're weird. Like, it's almost like being, like, having the title of Christian is not weird. It's doing Christian things.
Listen, I'll tell you this. There's a lot of things we could talk about, and it's something, and I think that's good, and I agree with you. I don't know, probably not a bad time to, I don't know, maybe at the end's a bad time to bring it up. I'm just saying, I'll leave you with this. God's heart for people is always restoration, healing, forgiveness, mercy, grace. And if you are in a church or in a culture that is not, that's not important. That's not above discipline or punishment or those kind of things. Just as one small thing, I would say that you have a culture problem at your church. You know what I mean? All right, in your own heart, because it starts there. Churches are made up of people. So I don't know, man. I just think of a lot of the things that we faced, and not just us, other people too. And it's just we gotta get out of that. Gotta get out of that stuff, man. Josh says I couldn't hear anything you said. Speak
He
up.
told me to speak up. I told him no.
Nice.
I
No
told
such
him
thing as
no.
certified Christian. The only example to follow is Jesus. That's good. We have any questions, my friend?
We did have one that slipped in here
Okay.
real late in the game.
Also, Regina will respond just a second. Go ahead. Go ahead, my man.
But that question is, what was your first date with your spouses? And did you know that they were, quote, the one?
What did it say?
Oh, I believe it was, what was your first date with your spouses? I believe. Is that correct?
Culture.
That
That's
is
good,
correct.
Kelsey.
Okay.
I like that. That might be a sermon title someday. That's good.
Oh, there you go. There it is.
I'm mad that I didn't come up with that, Kelsey. That's so clever. Culture.
Oh my gosh. So, to answer the question, the first date with Taylor at the time was actually just me going over to hang out at her parents' house. We just watched movies, got food, and then I just went home. That was it. Didn't go anywhere. Didn't do anything crazy.
Played Wii Sports games and a bunch of competition stuff and raced. I ran backwards.
And one.
Correct.
Yes.
I did get smoked in ping pong though.
Dude, ping pong's an enraging sport.
Yeah.
Enraging sport.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah, Weston, I like that. I like that you're saying this. Well, the tough part's not making your brother stumble. Sometimes their faith teeters on very little. What do you mean by that? Because I mean that genuinely. I think that's a great, I like that. That's a real thought. I want to know what you mean by that. Because I think I want to dig into that.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is on YouTube, our YouTube clan, I was going to say, club here. So we got asked if we can pray for Regina, for her daughter Madison. Absolutely. We're going to do it right now. If you guys are watching, you can pray with us. We're going to pray right now. Father, we just ask that you be with Regina and Madison. Lord, we ask that Madison's heart and her anxiety would calm and that she would let these doctors do what they need to do to help her. Lord, we love her so much and we know you love her more. God, we ask that you'd move and that this could be another testimony to you. And we pray for Regina, Father, that you give her peace in the midst of all this. In Jesus Christ's name, amen.
Amen.
Yeah. really want him to respond to that, man, because or give that before we get off. Because I think
Yeah.
I feel like when I said that, dude, there was like a mic drop or something, and everyone just ran away.
Everyone was
Yeah. Well, I hope that I left him with something.
No, man, that was what you said was so good, dude. I mean, I know it got me thinking, and like, I don't know, man.
I love you too, Regina.
Love you, Regina. But I don't know, man. It's the difference between playing church and being church. You know, like
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
you know, that's what came to mind for me. You know, are we playing church or are we being church? And like,
Yeah.
it's very easy to play church, man. But being church is
Yeah, well, it's easy and comfortable.
It's the next series we're gonna be doing, man. So this liar, we're gonna talk about what. Yeah, we'll see. There's just some. I want to go into it. Maybe I shouldn't have, because you're right. It's not just the forgiveness thing, though. I think that's part of it. I think it's this idea that you can blend into culture and be a Christian, and you can't. You know?
Yeah, man.
Now you can become all things to all people, meaning you don't have to, act like they don't matter. But what I am saying is that if you follow him, it's crazy to me. Let me put it this way. That in my life, I've gotten, and I've seen everywhere, Christians get attacked more by Christians than they do the world. I think that's abnormal, and that's my point.
yeah, man. You're right. And like,
I agree.
Kelsey says, my husband and I were friends in high school and didn't date until after I graduated. We were picking on each other and would play backyard wrestling on the PlayStation. Nice.
oh my gosh, I remember that game. I know.
I bet you
I know
did. We met at the
specifically the
mall,
game.
made him wait 2 months to meet me. No, I thought he was crazy. He could roller skating because we both really good at it, enjoy it, which was, for me, was weird. But
Going back to what you're talking about as far as with like the whole like
You guys that are listening, does anything I said make sense? Does it upset you? It's okay if you don't have any thoughts. I'm just curious. Go ahead. Sorry.
like when you're talking about like how we blend in, dude, like it's so good because, clearly the Bible states how, we are not of this world anymore. We talk about being new creatures after being saved, dude, like, and it makes sense to not be of the world anymore. But it's so easy to fall back into the world with who you used to be. And, we talk about, the old man being like your flesh, right? And like, I don't know. It's got me thinking, dude, like what ways in so many, not what ways. I know there are ways that I can still blend in with the world, So
Yeah.
you've got me convicted, bro. It's
Yeah,
really
and it's
good.
not even like, I don't even mean the holiness thing, though that's true. A lot of times it's stuff that's like, I don't know, man, like we've learned, right? Going to church. Don't tell me to go. Okay. It could be, giving. It could be community. It could be accountability. It could be Matthew 18. It could be these things that people, it could be, making some secondary issue a primary issue. Like, I don't know, it could be anything. But we got a good question here by Marshall. Marshall says, can someone who tried to commit suicide still be saved, or is it too late because the act in itself is a sin? That's the thing about the gospel, Marshall, is that's what it means to accept the gospel, is to accept that one sin is not what would separate that person from God. It's the brokenness inside of us. Sin, the actions we do are just a symptom of a bigger disease, and the beautiful thing about the gospel is we're all sinners. And the Bible says that in the midst of our sin, Christ came to save us. So what I'm trying to say is, yeah, it's a sin. And you know what? That person's still alive, and that means they still have an opportunity. You've got to admit that you're broken, and you got to admit that you need a Savior, and you got to admit you're a sinner. Because the reality is, everyone has sinned and fallen short of the glory of God, and the wages of sin are death.
Yep.
That means we're all doomed to eternity separate from God, which is hell, without someone to stand in that place. And we need and that's what Christ is. So, yeah, man, there's not a sin that he can't cover, that the cross doesn't cover.
It's so good, dude.
It's never too late.
Yeah. I 100% agree.
And all those that are saying that to you, I agree.
Even then, let's see. Honestly, man, did what's his name? Weston respond yet?
No. Makes sense. Thank you, Kelsey. That's what I wondered. Appreciate it. And thank you. She said, this January we'll be married for 11 years. Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats. That's amazing.
Marshall, you know what that said, brother. We're all lepers. You can't fix yourself, man. That's the trick. That's the lie that the world tells us. No matter how many books you read, pills you take, you can't fix yourself, man. We need a savior.
You need Jesus.
Yeah, and he loves you, man. Right. You don't have to have it all figured out. You know where I come from, dude. And I'm telling you, eye to eye right now, we come from the same kind of background. It's real. It's all real. And Jesus is not who they tell you he is. He's way more and way better. I love what you shared, Todd. You're absolutely right. Even Christian culture have a hard time finding a biblical example of how to be the wife God intends. We're indoctrinated because in churches they teach us, but many never teach us to learn and seek to the reading of Scripture on our own. That's good, man. I don't ever want to become that guy that wants people to listen to me more than they listen to the Bible or the Holy Spirit.
It's good.
You know?
Yeah.
That's the beauty of Christ. You can't fix yourself, but he's willing. Amen. Amen. He's, gosh darn it, Emma, that's so good to connect that to the leper. He is willing. Man, what a good show, huh?
Oh, absolutely, man.
really
I've
good.
had a blast today, dude.
Reminds me of the old days.
Yep.
The old good old days of the Real of the Talks when we used to have 70 people. Dude, honestly, man, clearly I know how easy it can be to be discouraged because maybe we only had 26 people, but after everything happened with social media during the all that junk, it's still pretty cool we have this many people getting on. It's a blessing, dude. It's pretty cool.
It is. Hey, do you want to slide that question in? Blake, production guy?
Yeah, give me just a second. I'll get her in.
We do have a question here, and I want to answer it because I think
Cool.
I just saw it slide in. You guys are phenomenal. We think you're phenomenal, Denise.
Yes.
Love you. Lepers and thieves, brother.
Didn't you do a sermon that was called something like that one time?
I just talked to you about this week.
That's right. I knew there was something that.
It wasn't a sermon. It was the thing for baptism. I guess it was.
There we go. Only 26. Yeah, exactly. What's up, Amelia?
Amelia. Oh, that's my old friend. Hey, Amelia. Appreciate you. I love her a lot. She was one of my center folks.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I remember.
Yep,
Nice
one
to
of-
have you
one of
on.
my faves back in the day.
Yeah, Emma says it was at the baptism. Yep.
Thank you. I am. We know. Are we good, production guy?
Yes, sir.
All right, slide her in, my friend.
All right. This question was specifically for Todd.
Cool.
You do a ton of counseling back to back to back every single day as a huge part of your job. You are constantly answering hard questions about God and about life and helping people navigate such wild things. I know it makes you
Love you,
tired.
Amelia.
How do you keep coming back and doing it every day? I'm dealing with a lot of that stuff right now, and I'm really struggling to want to come back and help because I'm just so weary.
For some reason, if I'm really honest, this question almost made me emotional for a minute. Because I try not to think about it in the moment. And when I'm in the moment, I don't think about it. It's only later. I don't want to sound corny because it's the truth. I think for me, man, a couple things. One, I really do try to live my life that I'm third, right? You've heard of I'm second. It's God, it's people, and then it's me. It's really important. It's important to be there for people. The gospel's important. I don't ever want someone to feel as alone and broken and I guess just invisible as I've felt, because I've been there. And I take it as a huge honor that people allow me to speak into their life too. It's a big part of it. So it's easy for me most days to not take that for granted, especially when I'm in there, once I'm in talking.
Yeah.
It's funny that you bring this up because we have a Lionheart group, which is kind of an intense men's group that met yesterday, and we talked about the verse in Galatians chapter 6 where it says, we'll reap what we sow, and we'll reap in the Spirit. And it says, for do not grow weary in doing good, for we will reap our reward at the proper time. And I think that people matter, and that's real to me. And God saved me and gave me an incredible opportunity to love people and tell them that I want to be there for people, because I've been in times when I didn't have that. So I don't know if that helps. And then God. You got to rely on God, man, because I've tried to do it on my own, which I did a few months ago when I finally came to a head. You just can't do it.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you kind of acknowledging that, I guess. But you can do it, and just, God, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That's more than about sports. People use it for just sports and stuff. It's deeper than that.
That's so good, dude. Thanks for sharing. Because
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You have such a good heart, Todd.
I appreciate
love you,
saying
dude.
that, dude.
Yeah, you do such.
You do.
Like you do so many good things and great.
Well, you guys
crazy
do
things.
too, man.
No, but you're really like a great guy to look up to just by your example.
I don't know about that, brother. Do as I say, not as I do, but thank you. Yeah. God gives us strength to keep going. Amen. Yeah, I was just saying this today. I'm amazed. We talk about this a lot around here. Like, dude, he just does miraculous things, man.
He takes people.
He takes the smallest things we do and just does these miraculous things.
That's right, man.
It's crazy.
You give him an inch, he runs a mile.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I remember, I don't know. It's a good question. People matter.
Yeah.
Todd, I love your heart and inspiration. Thank you. Appreciate it. I love you too, Jordan. And I'm surrounded by a lot of awesome people, which make it easy to do too. I get a lot of encouragement, which helps. And you got to have people that walk that journey with you.
That's good, man.
Yeah. Anyway, we got heavy, which was good. We needed it.
That's right, man. It's part of the
See,
show,
very good.
too. That is real talk.
Willie, I'm glad you're still on. All right, anything you guys want to say? Close up shop here, I guess. Thanks, production guy.
Yeah. I just love you guys. Love you guys doing this every single week. It's really awesome. I'm so glad to have it back. I'm really grateful for all of you at home, just everyone watching week after week. And even though it was gone for a while, everyone coming back and still showing love and support is just truly amazing because this show wouldn't happen without you guys. It really is awesome. You guys do a great job. Production guys back there, you guys do amazing. I'm just in awe of everything you guys do
Amen,
every
Kelsey.
single week. And just how the show comes together. And even you guys do a great job in just feeding and just speaking truth and hard truth and also just having fun. And this is really a big highlight of my week.
It's awesome, man. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
coming
for,
on.
yeah,
we love
thank you
you,
for being
dude.
a part of it, dude.
Yeah.
Do I have anything else?
Thanks to your family. Tell your wife thank you for letting you be here.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I was going to say.
Dude, I like it. It's a new word. Absolutely. Because she let him. Nice.
That's ridiculous. Thank you guys so much for watching. Man, I am just so blessed to be here and be a part of this. This is one of those things, dude,
Love
where
it, Josh.
I would have never thought I'd be a part of just being a part of a church for one, but also just being a part of a weekly show that gets to talk about God and talk about life and everything in between, man. Looking back, God has used me in ways I would have never imagined. And for anybody that's out there watching that's hurting, He can use you for the most incredible things. If you just like Todd said, just you give him an inch, he can do anything with it. So if anyone's struggling out there, just remember that God loves you right where you are, man.
Amen. Right where you are. That's
right
so
where
good,
you
man.
are. And he's done so much with me, and that's a part of this show. So thank you so much for just being a part of this and being part of our family. I love you all. Thank you.
Don't have much to say, man. That was all good. I love you, Josh. Thanks for that, brother. Amber, I see that. Thank you. Denise, absolutely. Hey, I love you guys. Thanks to the crew. Production guy, great job. Fun Turn Clint's hanging out back there in the shadows. He's waving. Austin, we love you, man. Thank you so much. You've been here from the beginning. AJ, my brother, same as usual. Wrong hand. I had to
Yes,
give you
sir.
this one. Boom. All right. All my YouTube folks, Kelsey, love you so much. Weston, it was great to meet you, brother. Excuse me, Zach. All you guys that have joined us, please continue to join us. Go check out the website. Go check out the podcast. It's on all major podcasts. Type in Real Talk Web Series and join us for some other stuff, some talking. Also, if you haven't liked this page, please take a second. It would bless us a lot. Go like and follow. It helps us reach more people, okay? That's it. I think that's pretty much it. We love you guys. Hopefully see you next week. Join us for another episode for something crazy from what I hear. Real Random's going to be back to painful.
Oh, boy.
So we'll see you next week. You too, Alex. Thanks for your endurance in doing this. Keep the show. Thanks, Josh. I love you. Love you all. Have a great day, and God bless you.